One man, one dream. Two men, two dreams. Two men, one dream. One place for all your guitar needs. SoGlo Guitar Gallery and SoGlo Custom Guitars at 509 Gloucester.
SoGlo Guitar Gallery and SoGlo Custom Guitars at 509 Gloucester Street in Brunswick, Georgia has everything. Electric guitars, acoustic guitars, bass guitars, amplifiers, hand-built custom guitars and amps, strings, pedals, and accessories, instrument repairs and guitar lessons, mics and mic stands, even drumsticks. Get 10% off your next purchase. Just say you saw it or heard it on Something in the Water. For the wants, the needs, the dreams of South Georgia and North Florida guitar players. SoGlo Guitar Gallery and SoGlo Custom Guitars. 509 Gloucester Street in downtown Brunswick, Georgia. Welcome, folks, to another Something in the Water podcast. I'm Uncle Dave Griffin.
I'm Sean Clark. We're here with our good buddy, Mr. Willis Gore, or Will Gore.
From Valona.
I'm actually from Meridian, Georgia, but Valona's right next to me.
Damn it, they keep changing the names on me over there. Well, he's from McIntosh County, folks, and I guess you was born and raised over there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm reading a book right now called Praying for Sheetrock. It's probably not but about that big, so I'm about halfway through with it, but it's so far it's a really great book. It's covering something about the civil rights. It's got a real heavy civil rights message in the book, and it's interesting. To say the least. Yeah. And there's a sheriff over there back in the 70s by the name of Tom Popple. And are you familiar with it?
Yeah.
That name?
I'm familiar with the name. I sure am.
But you're a lot younger than...
Yeah, that was way before my time.
His administration would have been people that you knew and everything. But, yeah. Beautiful place over there in McIntosh County.
Yeah,
and it is full of sub communities. I've been talking about.
Oh yeah,
you can ride down 17 and be in one and out the other, and just like
they're all about 2 miles long.
Yeah, yeah. It's like that stretch when you go into Key West down there.
Yeah,
on US 1, you're in one county and out in the next little sub-town, just like Ulonia, Townsend, Crescent,
Meridian. You're doing
Meridian,
good.
Valona.
Yeah. Valona's in there. Meridian, Carnegie, Ridgeville. I mean, it keeps going all the way through there.
What do you classify those as? Communities?
I call them communities. That's just what I've always known them as. So they haven't got their own.
So they haven't got their own. 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 They haven't
Zip code. Or,
well,
well,
no,
they're all probably in the same zip code.
They probably all are in the same zip code, but they haven't got their own mayor or anything like that.
No.
It's just maybe some of them do. But,
I'm sure there's some sort of history to it, but they're just the communities I grew up in,
Okay.
But we didn't say this. Will's an amazing guitar player and songwriter and singer, and plays with the band Bonnie Blue.
That's right.
Hails
good
out of
days.
Jacksonville.
That's right. That's how I came to know you. Is through music. I don't know. Probably the same for y'all.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Will's sat in with us many a time with helping out when we needed somebody to play some lead guitar.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we played for a while.
And three of us used to do a run doing acoustic shows.
The Bluebird,
Kind of
Blue
like
Jay.
a songwriter in
Blue
a round
Jay.
type thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Blue Jay listening room.
We did a few of those at the Blue Jay, and I think we did one or two of them at Tipsy's there in
we sure
Brunswick.
did, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was us three. I forgot about
It was
that.
your
It was
birthday.
my birthday. Yeah, it was a.
And it was the same night that Blake and Cindy McIntyre met
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and had their first date the night of that birthday party / triple songwriter round at Tipsy's. And they ended up getting married all because of us.
Hopefully there was more to it than that.
yeah.
'Cause
I'm sure
say
there was.
if they're banking on us, they ain't banking on much.
We've had some good times though.
Oh yeah.
I guess my first collection of you was,
Your first collection of you.
well, it wasn't a recollection because a recollection is a remembrance.
Yeah.
But my first collection
First collection.
would have been Soul Gravy. Mm-hmm. That was a duo.
Well, you might not remember me from this point, but my first memory of you, well, I was with Honey Blue.
You were with Honey Blue.
Yeah,
Okay.
I played bass with him for a while.
Oh,
And I want to say that we played.
yeah, definitely.
I believe it
Grand
was.
Parsons.
I know we played Grand Parsons, but I think we
And
also played the
an early
first
Swamptown.
Swamptown Get Down. It was one of them. Y'all had two stages. There was a small little stage to the side, and that's what we played on.
That would have been Grand Parsons.
Okay.
Most likely because with Swamptown we didn't use the side stage with
Yeah.
Swamptown. I was looking back at the Swamptown flyers today just to get an idea of how many Bonnie Blue had played when y'all started, and y'all started in 2016.
Playing there.
Yeah, playing the Swamptowns. But 2014, there was a Soul Gravy showing.
Yep.
And prior to that, I did see Honey Blue
Yeah.
on one of those flyers.
Was that prior to that or after that?
It might have been after.
Soul Gravy was before.
I was with Honey Blue before Soul Gravy, but
Really?
Honey Blue kept on going for a good while.
Okay.
And that was Mark
I
Andrews,
think
wasn't
like
it?
maybe 3 or 4 more years. Yeah, it was Mark Andrews, Jared Kuykendall, and Ashley Henry. And I played bass, and then I think
There's a girl in that band.
Yeah,
too.
that was Ashley Henry. Yeah.
Ashley. Okay.
Yeah, it was a
played the
great
washboard.
band.
She played the
Jared's a
washboard,
wonderful songwriter, and I enjoyed playing with those guys. And of course, I love all of them anyway. I've known Mark for years and years, and been playing, music with him before before I knew y'all for sure. But yeah, that was a great band.
My memory of seeing you outside of the festivals was stopping in at Bubba Garcia's one evening over in St. Simon's, and there you and Jennifer, was her name?
Jessica.
Jessica was on the porch out outside of Bubba Garcia's, and y'all were killing it with. She was on keyboards, and you were on bass or guitar.
Yeah, guitar.
Okay.
Did you ever play bass with Soul Gravy?
No, I played guitar and sang with them the whole time.
Now, was that more than a duo?
What's that now?
Soul Gravy. Was it ever more than just a duo?
Yeah. We had a full band. We had Cliff Bragdon played bass with us, and Scott Bachman. Dan Vashall was the first bass player with us. We started traveling a little bit, and he didn't want to get into all that, so we got Cliff to play with us.
Well, the thing that I was calling Soul Gravy, that duet that I saw that night, was that even Soul Gravy, or was that called something else?
If you got a band and they want to hire a duo, call that Soul Gravy duo or whatever. If they want to hire a trio,
I thought it was.
That's Soul Gravy for
I thought
tonight.
it was Soul
We've
Gravy.
all done that.
Or at least in those small places.
But y'all were playing, what caught my ear that night was y'all were playing a song from Paul McCartney's Wings Band on the Run album called 1999.
Oh, wow.
It was 19.
Was it 99 or?
No, I think it's 1985. Is what
1985 was the name.
Yeah.
What was it? See?
Well, I know that song.
One of those back in the 1900s, you know.
Yeah, one of them years in the late 1900s. 1985, you're right.
But I'm pretty sure on the album, that's the song that at the end of that song, it goes right into Band on the Run.
Yeah, it does. The reprise, yeah.
Yeah, I love that song. I haven't done it since Soul Gravy. We'll have to bring it back one day.
I think Ashton used to do that one when he was with us.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a tough song. Ooh, ain't that it? Ooh,
That's it.
What happened to Jennifer? Moved to Colorado or something?
Jessica, yes, she moved to Colorado. And
Jessica, I apologize if you're watching this, honey. I did get where you moved, right? Though, yeah.
But yeah, she's out there. She's got a band called Jubilingo.
Really?
That's really good. And yeah, she's doing great out there.
And Bonnie Blue goes out there to play, or used to.
We've been out there, I guess 6 times now. We've done 5 tours, and we flew out there just for a one-off show back in April of, I guess, 2020. So I know 2021.
You got a big following out there?
Yeah, we always do good, and but it's the same. If you go somewhere, but you keep going back,
It gets better every time you
give
go
away
back.
some free stuff.
build a following.
Yeah, you build a following, and this. We've always done really well out there. So, and we enjoy it. It's a change of pace. It seems, that time of the year we always go at the end of the summer, which is kind of out of season for what's good time out there. But it seems like all the Florida bands are trying to get the hell out of Florida, get out of that heat.
Yeah.
But it never fails every year, right about that time. Summer tour, let's go, guys.
Go up north.
But yeah, we love it out there.
You're friends with Vic Waters from over in your parts. How long have you known him? And
All my life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All my life.
Vic is an amazing songwriter. Has written many good songs like Cooter Brown and
Fishing Naked.
yeah.
Vic, folks, you write a book on Vic. Now, Vic is not only a songwriter, he's an author too. And he was a big force in music in the 60s. He had his own show band that traveled the country. And he was, I guess, lead singer
Oh yeah,
in that show band.
Yeah.
And opened for James Brown or toured on the same bill with, did many shows with James Brown. I mean, this guy's, he's
He's a legend.
he is very legendary over there in McIntosh County, and he grew up over there too. He's kind of like a Will Rogers kind of a figure. Just
He's a trip. There's never a dull moment.
Got a lot of stories to
Yeah,
tell.
he's got a deep well, man. He's so much history, and he knows all of it. You know. But,
We'd love to get him on this podcast, but you can't get him out of his house hardly.
you might have to come over to Belleville and make that happen.
Yeah, might have to make a trip.
We can do it.
So, how was his? I've talked to you about this before many a time, but his influence on you was pretty strong.
Oh yeah. Back, I don't know, but, you know, my namesake and my uncle Will. I never met him, but him and Vic used to play music back in the 70s, and that's really a lot of the reason why I play music. Knowing about my uncle and just, you know, wanting to play guitar like he did, this and that. And and then so I kind of gravitated towards Vic at a young age. And back then he'd be playing at the Sapelo Station out there in Yolonia quite a bit. And that's just a small little box. The smoking section was just as big as this room we're in right now, you know. And but
is that a restaurant or a club?
Yeah, it was. It's recently closed down, but it's throughout the years. It's always been a bar, seafood restaurant, steak place. But they've had live music. But back then, it was a good bit rougher than it has been these days, you know. And but my mom would call out there. Vic would be playing and say, "All right, we're gonna bring Will out there to watch him." And they'd put me in the very back corner, close to the back door, just in case something bad happened or
something broke out.
And I don't push you right out the door.
Yeah. But, you know, I'd go in there and just watch Vic just in his element, you know, up there, just bullshitting with the crowd mainly. But
yeah,
I mean, you know, that
playing solo.
Yeah. The songs were always great, but just the interaction between him and whatever was going on.
Just that time that me, you, and Crawford Perkins and Vic did a singer-songwriter night at Tipsy's. Like, that was my first experience with Vic. Like, like I knew him or whatever, but I didn't, you know, I hadn't seen him perform or anything. And just that thing, he just took over the crowd, like, with his stories and jokes. And I was like, man, this guy, he's got it going on.
Well, and, you know, after a certain period, I'd watch him all the time, and he'd play at the Blessing of the Fleet every year down in Darien. And I forget how old I was. I was in the 7th grade, but he showed up to my house, and he and my uncle wrote a song together. And this is before Vic ever recorded the song, so I didn't really know what the song sounded like. But he showed up and said, "All right, here's the song. You got 2 weeks. Figure it out. Here's the chords. You can come up and sing it."
Oh,
so I said, "All right, here we go."
Yeah.
But, you know, and I did it that first year. I think the first year I chickened out, and I asked him if he would sing it with me. You know, I'd never even thought about singing before, but did that. And then I think when I was in 8th grade, the next year, I showed up and I had that song and about 2 or 3 others. I was ready to go, you know. But that's what really lit the fire under me. And, you know, him and his 2 sons, Mason and Shad, you know, they had to have just been like, "Oh my God, here comes the kid again," you know. But they've just been so gracious and, you know, kind of mentoring me right along, and I'm still close with all of them and love them dearly.
Yeah, I know Mason. He's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
So that was your pretty much your introduction to a stage. Was that time where Vic said kind of forced you to?
Yes, sir. I'm glad he did.
And were you playing the guitar at that point?
Yeah, I had been playing the guitar for probably 4 or 5 years already at that point.
Okay. So and this is something that always fascinates me, because I learned the guitar. I was already about 18 when I picked it up for the first time, and I never could get past the hump of lead guitar. Well, how do you do that, you know? But yet other people around me, like the Tony Casons, Bill Smiths, and people like that.
Yeah.
They picked it up at a younger age, and they moved straight into lead guitar work and stuff. What was your experience there?
Oh man,
Were you like that?
no, my uncle, my other uncle Frank, he saw I had a little interest in guitar, and he just got some little kind of like stick-it notes and wrote the chords down, or at least as many as he could remember. I don't think he had played in a long time at that point, and then he gave it to me, and I had this old guitar that we got out of the Sears magazine, and it was a Elvis Presley edition. I don't even know what kind of
Silvertone?
No, I think it might have been an Epiphone. It said Epiphone on it, but it was probably the shittiest Epiphone you could possibly get. I mean, that thing was like shooting off a rusty old shotgun. The action was so high.
Oh Lord!
But it had a little squiggly line down there that said Elvis Presley. You know, so I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. But so I got that thing, and you know, I just sat around, and I really didn't have any kind of like no lessons or there was no YouTube back then. There's no really internet at that point that was like had a big database for playing guitar. So, I mean, I was looking at Mel Bay books and stuff like that, and just trying to piece stuff together. And we used to go out to Honey Creek for church camp every year, and then we get these little homemade ring binder books with a little plastic binder with like 100 teeth on it. And they'd have songs with the chords written above them. Some of them would be, I'm an Episcopalian, so some of them would be church songs, and some of them would be the Eagles or, you know, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And that's my first memory of actually like starting to play along with songs and trying to like, get the words and all that stuff, or playing it through my head, I guess. And then I don't know, just after that, all that kind of intermingled with when me and Vic started messing around. And
where'd you first start playing lead though? Where'd that come from? Was that just an understanding that you had in your bedroom one night?
No,
it just opened up to you.
I had
or did you have somebody coaching you?
I was in a Christian rock band. And this was all the cool kids that are about 2 or 3 years older than I was. And I was hanging out with these guys, and they all joined this Christian rock band. And it was led by a fella that was a good bit older than us. He'd been playing rock and roll for years and had a song book that big, so that part was easy. He just needed somebody to play with him. And he kind of took us under his wing, and just really kind of showed us, a little bit about dynamics and a little bit about how songs go together. So he taught me the pentatonic scale. And that's where that started. And he just showed it to me and then said, all right, go out, go do it. And at that point, I'd been listening to enough Leonard Skinner and Allman Brothers that, you can kind of hear it.
It started making sense.
Yeah, it started making sense.
Okay.
But it's, and then everything else is just kind of piece stuff together from people I play with. That's half the reason I love playing with different people when I get the opportunity to, because you just hope something's going to rub off on you.
Yeah, it always happens. That's the thing about it. You can always learn something from somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Don't matter if they're ahead of you or behind you. You can pick up something from somebody. That's how we always...
Sometimes you pick up stuff you don't need to be doing.
Every time
you're like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing.
For every one good habit, you're going to pick up two bad habits.
Yeah.
Is pentatonic, is that the blues scale?
Yeah.
And
then it's a 5-note
and
scale.
you can move it. You can move it to play major and play in that same pattern. Like what's it called?
Well, it's just like every scale, you got a major and a minor version of it, but with that, it's really placement. I mean, but
But you know what I'm saying? Like I can't remember. I'm not a lead guy like you are, but I think you, like if you're playing A minor, you're starting on the A. But if you're going to play an A major, you can play that same pentatonic, relative minor,
relative
in
minor.
F sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, if you play an A minor, you're playing A minor, but you're also playing C major.
Yeah.
And
Right
on down the line. But
I didn't get much into that, although probably 77 or 78 it was. I met this guy in Valdosta, this guitar player that got me started on the scales, and I could play a major and a minor scale, and I would call myself rehearsing, practicing those scales in the motel room every day. And I don't know if that helped me worth a damn or not. It probably, evidently not.
The lead never. I can play. Like
You can play lead.
Yeah, I can
a
play
lot
like,
better than I can.
I've heard Sean get down.
I can play very simple lead, but
Yeah, but there's a notion behind what you're doing, and you understand that notion. I can't see the damn.
I don't know if I
can't
understand
get
it.
over the fuck. I can't get over the
Spit it out.
I can't get over the wall.
I can't either. I don't have any speed. Like one thing I had when I was starting out playing was I had long ass fingers, and
Still do.
well, I mean, they kind of fattened up, but when I was a little skinny kid, that was just like spider fingers is what some of my buddies would call me. But here's old spider fingers. Watch him now. Get it. Anyway, but they would like be blistering these leads, and I would like come up with these crazy chords that they couldn't do or couldn't reach or whatever.
You show them.
It's like, what? Well, I bet you can't do this.
Yeah. Well, talking about band nicknames, I never knew that you were Spider Fingers.
No, that wasn't true.
You sure?
Yeah, wasn't true.
Did you have a nickname back in those days?
Nobody ever come up with a nickname for me. I've been waiting all these years.
Well,
They call me Scene because my name is Sean.
we'll work on that.
And I'm like, that sucks. Y'all start calling me Shredder.
Sean.
Yeah, just call me Shredder or Spike or something. Spider.
Mine was Coma
off the fingers.
in the band days. Coma, because I could sleep anywhere. No problem. They were setting off firecrackers around my ass one night in the King of the Road motel.
Of the Road.
And and I slept right through it. But your nickname has often been called the Hammer. Is that a kind of like Thor?
I have no idea.
The Georgia Hammer.
I've heard it.
Led Zeppelin. It might be a trade off on Led
Aren't you
Zeppelin.
the Georgia Hammer though?
Yeah, that's what they that's the thing.
What's the story behind that?
Nails.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't have an answer.
Just
for that
sounds
question,
good.
To be honest with you.
That's a good nickname. We call it the Hammer.
Axe. That's what guitars are called. They're called axes. But
I'm sure that goes over good with the ladies. Like, I'm the Georgia Hammer.
When I was growing up, my name was Willis and my nickname is Will. So, that's about as far as I go.
They made Willis shorter. Yeah.
Well, it could be that. Janela?
Janela?
There was this guy back in '76. We was playing Panama City Beach, the Sheraton on the beach, and there was this businessman down there in a blue double knit leisure suit. This was '76. You have to been there. Double knit was the fabric that they made everything out of. It was like
real thick.
Well, it wasn't thick at all. It was cool. It was
Gauze.
thin. It was gauzy, double knit. That was the rage. And they made these leisure suits, which was matching colors. It was like a suit,
Yeah.
but it was made out of this real thin, casual material, and they'd
Bunch of pockets.
yeah.
With flaps. I know what leisure suits
and they
are.
would often wear a white belt and white shoes to top the outfit off.
Yeah.
Well, there was this guy that we met there. He's a businessman called, what was that man's name? Oh man, he was from Naylor, Georgia. Everett. His name was Everett, and he's from Naylor, Georgia. And I swear to God, every time
Shout out to Everett.
Every time he'd walk up to the band, he got to befriended the band. You know, he'd be sitting there sipping on a snake bite or something, and he'd walk up to. We'd get talking invariably about girls, you know, and he'd say, "Did you nail her?"
Did you nail it?
We saw. Yeah, that's Everett from Naylor, and his saying was that, you know, so it was like easy to remember. Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. Nicknames, nicknames and bands.
So you're gonna come? We're gonna take a break, and you're gonna come back and play us some tunes.
Sure.
Heck yeah!
That sounds good. We'll be right back
Let's do it.
with Will Gore.
Willis is the illest.
Something in my brain won't let me stray. Something in my veins gonna find its way. Something in the water taught me how to pray. When that cold black water finds its way into your veins, you'll never be the same.
Well, we're back now, folks, on Something in the Water with our guest, Will Gore from McIntosh County, lead guitar player for Bonnie Blue. You've written some songs lately.
Yeah, I've got a couple. Bonnie Blue's going back in the studio in February, and we were supposed to go in the studio in May of 2020. And like many things in 2020, that didn't happen. So, but yeah, I've got a few songs that we're getting ready for that.
Cool.
So
Let's hear it.
this is one. It's called "Do You Remember?" And I actually wrote this out on the shrimp boat when I was working at the beginning of the pandemic. So
Cool.
this.
Baby, why you looking so sad? You must not be thinking of the good times that we had. Hard times come, good times come and go. Do you remember the time in July when all the birds were singing? The sun was in your eyes. Sometimes I look back and turn back the hands of time. Thinking about me yesterday, the time that has gone by. It all seemed so easy, didn't even have to try. Never bet against what is and what should never be. The way things used to be, I was there for you, baby, and you were there for me. How could I love you when I couldn't love myself? Time goes by in the blink of an eye. Don't ever let go. To all the good times. We're gonna pray for better days. We're gonna pray for better ways. It's up to me and you. Yeah, we're gonna see it through. Yesterday, the time that has gone by. It all seemed so easy, didn't even have to try. never bet against what is, what should never be. Do you remember the time you walked away? Deep down in my heart now, I knew there was a better way. And I still love you, baby, that'll never change. Yeah, yeah. Time goes by in the blink of an eye. Oh, yeah. Oh, don't ever let go. Oh, no. Oh, to all the good times. We're gonna pray for better days. Gonna pray for better ways. It's up to me and you. Yeah, we're gonna see it through. I hope you know how much you mean to me. I don't know where I'd go, baby. I don't know where I would be. Oh, without your love, and I'd be too blind to see. Yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember? Oh, yeah, do you remember? Do you remember? Oh yeah, now, do you remember? Oh, do you remember?
All right.
Heck yeah.
Very
Something like that.
soulful. Very soulful.
Well, that outro.
Yeah, that's when you got to get the horns in there. And, you know,
James Brown time.
you got to get it moving a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of black influence there. Yeah.
You got to get it moving. Mm-hmm. All right, this is another one. This is Breakthrough, and this I kind of got the inspiration from this. Good buddy of mine, Chad Deal. Y'all know Chad.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had kind of spit some lyrics out to me one night. It was actually at Swamptown Getdown a couple years ago, and I was like, man, that sounds pretty cool, you know. So we kind of went back and forth with this and that, and I turned it into what this is. So it's
cool.
Breakthrough.
All right.
Called Breakthrough.
Breakthrough, yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging on the wrong side of the fence. What's a poor boy supposed to do? Barbed wire ripping and tearing at my skin. Oh Lord, I gotta break through. Oh Lord, I gotta break through. Hanging on the wrong side of the tracks. Always had a hard time knowing what side to choose. Slinging this hammer, been breaking my back. Oh Lord, I gotta break through. Oh Lord, I gotta break through. Yeah. I gotta get back to the other side. Sometimes you gotta lose to learn to live. Got the whole world, Lord, slowly coming down on me. Tell me how much more can a poor boy give? Tell me how much more can a poor boy give?
All right.
Yeah.
You remember what was the line that prompted you to go with it, that Chad came up with? You
Got to
remember?
break through.
Got to break through. Yeah, that was great, man.
And we went back and forth on it for a good
Yeah,
while.
I love that about swinging the hammer and all that. That's
Georgia Hammer.
yeah, that was awesome.
Got the heater turned on in here now.
Well, we're going to try a third song here. This is something that we kind of played around with during the break.
I'm trying to remember if I remember what the hell we was just doing.
Yeah, it was. You came up with a great chord progression there. Started in A, went to D, C.
Yeah, I remember the chords. I just hope I remember the feel.
Straight up. Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, it's kind of like this, folks. This song that me and Sean and my son Connor wrote back in July of 2020, right smack dab in the middle of the shutdown of the pandemic. What inspired me was I just binge watched a bunch of movies on one of them, probably Showtime or something, and I had watched Mary Magdalene. It was a biblical movie, and in this movie, Jesus was portrayed by the great actor Joaquin Phoenix, and of course, Joaquin did Johnny Cash and Walk the Line, and so I got to thinking about. He likes to do roles with people named Jay that
Joker.
start with J. Yeah.
Jesus, Joker.
And
That's the new Joaquin conspiracy.
Joaquin.
His name is Joaquin with a J.
Yeah.
He played
Julius Caesar.
He played Julius Caesar in a movie. He played Johnny Cash in Walk the Line, and then I saw him play Jesus in Mary Magdalene, and then. Damn, if just recently I watched The Joker from 2019. So there's another J roll. And
Jelly roll.
You like that J roll? And and so we thought we'd try this little song that we wrote called "Watch Out, Joaquin Phoenix." Well. Well, I've been dancing with Winona, drinking in Valona. You could say I had my cake and eat it too. Went to Phoenix, Arizona, running from Corona, masked up on Isolation Avenue. I took a button-up peyote, slept with a coyote, watched the world go slipping off around me. I consorted with Diablo until the Zuni Pueblo came looking for me till they finally found me. Watch out, Joaquin Phoenix, Joker, Johnny Cash, and Jesus. I can walk the line, walk on water too. Can't get nothing past me. I'll tell you if you ask me. When you hear me, I'll be laughing right on cue. When you see me, then you know it must be true. Yeah. With a Kleenex, saw a fiery desert phoenix. rising from the ashes on the ground. I saw the hearse leaving, a grievous angel grieving as I listened to that high and lonesome sound. Well, I've hustled every hustle and backed it up with muscle. I'm the good, the bad, the ugly, so it seems. I'm the master of disaster, ain't nobody faster until it comes to every woman's dream. So watch out, Joaquin Phoenix, Joker, Johnny Cash, and Jesus. I can walk the line, walk on water too. Can't get nothing past me, I'll tell you if you ask me. When you hear me, I'll be laughing right on cue. Oh, when you see me, you know it must be true. It got to be true.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
That's a little vamped up version from what we did in 2020.
Folks, that was the first time we ever did that.
Yeah.
But that's album material there. Well, it's time for that tale of the week now.
Nah. Now listen now. Yeah.
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 And
We get it, Dave. You wrote a book.
What are you doing?
all right.
Is this part of it?
Did I come all this way?
As a local outdoor music festival promoter, I've seen a few things over the years. From males and females wishing to pay homage to Ray Stevens' legendary 1974 nudity ditty, The Streak. From gracious celebrities who gave magical musical performances to former stars who snubbed their fans and insulted sound crews with rude rhetoric. You got that? From storms that came up out of nowhere to inclement weather that mysteriously gave way to beautiful skies. One thing I have learned is that you can't control the human condition or Mother Nature. They can both be problematic, but in the end, most humans will comply in the face of reason, and storms will pass, leaving behind heroes, hugs, and harmony. On April 24th, 2015, music lovers attending the 5th annual Swamptown Getdown Music and Arts Festival were blown away by the legendary late great Colonel Bruce Hampton and the Madrid Express. When Saturday evening rolled around, Zach Deputy, a one-man band of mythical proportions, had just played his second number when the rains came. And when I say rains, I mean slashing, monsoon-like liquid moisture. I was at my usual location next to the red caboose and underneath the big Prime South Bank tent, securely staked to the fairground floor, along with festival staffer Jim Halassa and an old Nashville music buddy, Dave Burns, along with Swamptown attendees, Con and Trudy Cole. We all watched the scary sequence of events unfold. The rain was blowing hard from the south, past the stage and into the faces of the festival audience. Then, in a split second of muted hush, the wind stopped, changed direction, and hurled an onslaught of destruction from the northwest corner, toppling end over end Eden's Rose, one of the healthiest Grateful Dead vendor tents ever erected at a festival, until it was a mass of twisted iron and canvas a few feet in front of the stage. I watched the little $50 canopy belonging to food vendor Panic-Stricken Chicken Shack sailed 30 feet upward, landing at the top of the power pole located behind the Exchange Club building
Were they panic stricken?
They were after that. Detonating the transformer with a huge fireball explosion and electrical sparks. Boom! Out went the lights. People went screaming off in all directions as the stout metal legs on the tent covering me and my friends jumped off their stakes and started flapping around in the wind like one of those blow-up characters on a used car lot. Jim Halassa and Dave Burns both caught the force of wind-driven metal tent pole on their heads. I was very delicate and managed to duck out of the way as I pushed the cold couple and the wounded toward the safety of the red caboose. All of this happened in a mere matter of seconds, and the worst of it was over. I emerged from the caboose and started searching for casualties. As a promoter, I would think that death at your music festival would be a serious public relations matter. Thank God no bodies were seriously harmed, save for Dave Burns, who hasn't been back any time lately, although the pop-ups, awnings, and canopies littered the ground like broken warriors after a hard-fought battle. The only other casualty was the windshield of Ty Manning's vehicle, which was parked below the transformer pole, caught a pop-up leg straight through the glass. Swamptown Getdown ended with a bang that year. The power outage cut short the rest of the music, but those that weathered the storm gathered together around a big fire in the campground, playing acoustic guitars and harmonicas and channeling peace, love, and harmony, thankful that everyone was okay. In the 6 successive years since that climactic event, Bonnie Blue has been a part of each and every Swamptown Getdown Music and Arts Festival, and miraculously enough, we've had no major meteorological mishaps. Thanks. I owe that to Bonnie Blue, I think. As for future festivals, I hope they're blowouts. Well, let me just say, everyone's invited, and I hope you all come, but please wear your clothes and leave your storms at home.
There's been a lot of clothless.
There has been some naked folks at the festival.
People get wild at night, you know.
Happens here and there.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you just got to drag your ass through the grass.
You just got to. Yeah, well, there you go.
If you got an itch, you can't scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah.
Well, buddy, where's Bonnie Blue at next? Well, let's see. Oh, hold on a second. This one, this episode should be. You got the sheet up there.
It's out of view.
Sheet already.
Out of view. Well, no, okay. This will be coming out March 15th. So, based on that,
Well,
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
To be honest,
That's right.
I mean, we're things are kind of few and far between going into 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we're going back in the studio to put our album out in February, and that's really our main focus right now.
Awesome.
I know we're going to be at the Underbelly in Jacksonville, January the 27th with Funk U,
yeah.
awesome funk band out of Augusta,
Oh
Georgia.
yeah, familiar.
And we did a show with them in Savannah back about 2 months ago, and their tour is going to be coming through in January.
Yeah.
So we've got that. We've got Swamptown Getdown, and I'm sure some things will be filling in in between now and then. But we're gonna make a point to keep everything kind of focused on the album until we get through that.
Where are y'all recording it?
We're recording up with Jay Rogers up in Athens.
That's what I was about to
right.
say.
Harvest Moon?
Full
Or
Moon.
Full Moon.
Full Moon Studios.
Full Moon Studios.
But yeah, we're looking forward to that.
That's awesome.
It's a long time coming.
Can't wait to hear it.
Well, we appreciate you being on and sharing your talent and your stories with us.
Well, I appreciate y'all having me as always, man. I love spending time with y'all.
Yes, sir. We look forward to having you back too. And folks, as he said, this episode preceded the 12th annual Swamptown Getdown Music and Arts Festival by about 3 days. So you just missed it if you missed it. But if you didn't miss it, we appreciate you coming and look forward to having you back next year. As far as Something in the Water podcast, I'm Uncle Dave Griffin.
I'm Sean Clark.
And we'll see you next time.
When the cold black water finds its way across through your veins, it just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate. It just might seal your fate.